Well, good afternoon, everyone. I apologize for any technical glitches we got going on here. I'm trying to do like 4 things at once. Throw in a little background video, as you see. I changed up the be right back in the starting screens with some open license content. A little background music. Nicer picture than the psychedelic thing we had before. And I think it looks okay. I'm also snacking on, I guess what you call cinema candy, the little boxes you can get at like Walgreens or CVS that they sell for exorbitant amounts as you're going into the movie theater. So, but that's beside the point of what we're doing today. As I was on vacation recently, I didn't do much content then, and since I've been catching up with work, I haven't been able to do too much since I got back. It's been about a week. I really wanted to get some content in today. Actually, today, over the holiday weekend. Not just today, but I just could not get, I guess, underway between the, too many things I wanted to do and didn't really have a good place to start. So this morning, well, I guess this afternoon now, I decided to at least make some progress today. So that's why we have the new intro screen we're looking at, and why we have the background audio, and and I made some changes to the channel. If you look under the different info tabs, to accommodate for that, because even though these items didn't cost anything, they do have their licensing and attribution requirements. So I have accommodated those, put in titles, creators, links to the licenses as required by the license. You're allowed to use it as long as you follow the license, and part of following the license is putting that information where it can be found, relative to where you're using the content. The licenses are pretty straightforward. For the video, for the image, it has a less restrictive license, meaning that you're actually able to make changes to it as long as you list the changes made and you give reference back to the original creator. The music, on the other hand, and this makes a lot of sense because you don't want people remixing your music and saying it's theirs, is a basically a non-transformative license, meaning that you're allowed to use the music as long as you attribute it, don't use it for profit, and don't change it, which is fine because I'm not screwing around with music anyway. So I try to find a good song or good theme that goes with the art I chose, which I wanted to go with like a pixelated RPG kind of feel, which eventually that's what I'm going to be having down the road created. But in the meantime, like I said, better than the weird, wacky, orange, purple, psychedelic image that they give you with Twitch Studio out of the box. Though I kind of did leave the purple box there. I wonder if I can... yeah, I think I should change the purple box. Not a fan of the purple box. Text background border. Edit border. And what if we choose a different color? A little more gray. Actually, in this case, probably a little more green. Yeah, we'll go with that. There we go. I feel better with that. Fits more with the other stuff in the picture, So, anyway. That's one of the reasons I kind of like Twitch Studio. It's pretty easy to edit stuff on the fly, and it just works for what people are seeing. So, anyway, I've been since I went to Emerald City Comic Con, I really have had kind of a tabletop RPG urge. Unfortunately, you can't really sate that urge around where I am located because, I don't know. I always like to joke that the #1 export from the area I live is people, because I just want to get the hell out, because there's just nothing here and they won't the people who have the most control here really don't want things to change. On one hand, I don't blame them. On the other hand, you can still add things and not change the place too much, you know? Because, like, you know, we have a couple movie theaters. We've had like 2 movie theaters forever, and that's it. But instead of looking at it as, oh, we can't have any more movie theaters, we can't have any more X or Y, why not look at it as we have these resources that cater to these particular groups and age ranges, and it's like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a movie theater, you know, like we have a comic store, we have a GameStop, we have a used game store that I guess is not doing so great. I mean, I'm personally not a fan because you go there and nothing is organized, so even if they could have a million games I want, I would never be able to find them. I'm not sure that's good for their business, but whatever. So, and then everybody's like, oh, we can't add another movie theater because we've already got 2 and blah 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 blah, and we don't want too much traffic and we don't want too much this and too much that. And I'm like, whether you like it or not, your population is going up a little bit, and maybe you should, instead of making an environment people just want to get the hell out of, maybe make one that they want to be in and spend their time and their money and invest in to make better, rather than trying to run them off because you've already got your, it the way you want it. Like that, I don't know, I mean, you can have your house the way you want it, you can have your yard the way you want it, you can have your family the way you want it, but can you, I don't think you having the town the way you want it, especially when other people live there, should be a bit more open to other people's inputs. Not just, the people who have the independently wealthy time to free time to do this crap, Like, hey, why don't you run for office? Well, if I wasn't working a full-time job and had to do a family thing and blah, blah, basically the people that you kind of want to be in charge because they see more of the world are too busy seeing more of the world and having to deal with it to be a politician. So they never actually get to be the ones helping to make the decisions because they're too busy living their lives. And the people that have the time and the inclination to be politicians are the ones you generally don't want to, because they kind of live apart from everyone else anyway. Not that they shouldn't have their voice. Of course they should have a voice. It's just they have a disproportionate voice because that's all they... it's like the people on Twitter, Some no-name nutcase on Twitter has a disproportionate voice because they have time to sit home all day and bitch about everything on Twitter. So it makes it sound like they're a bigger deal than they are. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant. Anyway, point being is I kind of wanted to do some tabletop stuff, but you can't really find people around here who want to do it, so yeah, that leaves you online. But then you're online, and it's more of a matter of, you got to deal with everybody's time zones and this, that, and the other thing. So, excuse me, I'm eating more of this candy. I just like the stuff, I'm sorry. But, so that presents its own logistical problems. Of course, I guess being hard to get a hold of is better than not being able to get a hold of, slightly. So I figured, why not go back to the basics? Dungeons & Dragons Online. It's like 15 years old at this point. It's pretty well entrenched in what it is. I want to say it was based on 3.5 D&D. You don't have to deal with the crap that's 4 and 5 now. I kind of like 3.5. What I didn't like, they kind of lost me when they tried to make it, when they tried to do a tabletop interpretation of MMO mechanics. It's like, when you're more worried about managing your cooldowns than role-playing a cool idea, Are you really playing a role-playing game? Sorry, I had to check a text. Phone beeped at me. Anyway, so yeah. So we're trying Dungeons and Dragons Online. Now I've played Dungeons and Dragons Online in the past a few times. So what I did today is I went out and let's use the stream deck to see if this actually works. Beep. And beep. Ta-da! Anyway, I've done this a few times in the past and played it before, so it's not like I'm a complete loss at it. Plus, it's D&D, so I already had well-grounded basis at the concept before I even started. So what I've done here is I've pretty much cranked a lot of stuff all the way up. We're using DirectX 11. We're playing full screen 1920 by 1080 because that's what the stream is. So anything higher than that gets scaled down to that anyway. Plus anything other than this 16 by 9 or whatever gets stretched and looks weird because it really wasn't made for that. I mean, at the time this game was made, 1920 by 1080 was HD, and that was what everyone played at, and this, that, and the other thing. My screen is actually 3440 by, if you look under the resolutions here, my screen's actually here, 3440 by 1440, but it makes everything look really bad. Things don't scale, they stretch. And yeah, no, we're just not doing that. So, this is the Orion server, if I recall. There's about I want to say a good dozen servers or so still out there, including also happening right now is the hardcore server, which is kind of like if you've ever played like Diablo or Path of Exile or anybody's got like a season, they'll have this hardcore server, or even I guess even No Man's Sky's Expeditions do this kind of thing. You make a brand new character on the new server. It's all hardcore with special mechanics, and then when it's done, that character becomes a regular character until the next season when they start it all over again. So you see what you can get done in that short time and blah, blah, blah. So, I guess it's a neat idea to keep people motivated and throwing new things at them. And you can and since it's a dedicated separate server, you can throw wacky, weird things at them without making changes to the main game. And, I guess, it's certainly likable enough. So anyway, Orion is what they call the default server, meaning that if you start the game and say, I want to make a character, it drops you on Orion, so there's probably a higher low-level character population relative to everybody on Orion right now, even though there are other servers that have higher total populations. I thought we'd try here. So we've got our game going here. This is like, I don't even know where this is. As you can see by the flying things, this is Eberron. Eberron, hard to say. I was never a fan of the Eberron play world. There goes fucking text again. Pardon my language. No one was texting me before I was streaming. Now it's every 5 goddamn minutes. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm never a big fan of Eberron, to be honest. It's kind of like part Spelljammer, part Forgotten Realms, part Dragonlance. They try to mix a whole bunch of crap together. So, like I said, not a huge fan, but I mean, that's the world you had to work with. The cool thing is later they added actually full, honest to goodness, Forgotten Realms, which included a lot of the really good Forgotten Realm areas, including one of my favorite areas. I mean, I'm a huge Dragonlance fan. I read the Greyhawk books that Gary Gygax wrote back in the day, so I'm good with the standard high fantasy that is Forgotten Realms and stuff. But one of my favorite places was Ravenloft, and they put Ravenloft in here. So that alone would probably get me to want to play it. The almost demigod that Strahd is of his own demi-plane of Ravenloft that interacts with the Forgotten Realms at certain foggy points. Um, One of those things where uh, the people there have to make certain moral compromises to survive. The ones that don't, unless they're strong enough, or even if they are strong enough, usually end up cursed or dead or something. It's definitely a dark thing, but I like it. Yeah, I like the gothic horror of it. Um, so, if a choice, we'll see if we can start in the Forgotten Realms. Like I said, I played before. I played a lot in Eberron, so I'm familiar with the like I said, the half spelljammer concept. You see this. You see the ship flying by occasionally. Um, it's almost like spelljammer without space. I know it's weird when you think about it, but it's like pre-space flight spelljammer. I guess this could. I guess I know they're adding Spelljammer, and if they already haven't added it, there was a huge box that I recall at the con about Spelljammer. But Eberron was kind of sounds like it was kind of made to fit into. Hey, we want to end up in Spelljammer eventually. What would a pre-Spelljammer civilization look like? And that's kind of Eberron. It's got a whole bunch of mechanical things and robots, even a mechanical race, and flying ships, which would like be the precursors to the interplanetary or what do they call the stars in there? They had a special term for like each star type of thing. It wasn't they weren't called stars and planets. They were called something else if I recall. Anyway, so again, not a huge fan of Eberron. I'm hoping we can actually get in the Forgotten Realms and mess around there. So the next step we've got here is our oh, okay, as you can see, we're a VIP account. We've got no characters on the server. We hit buy account upgrades. You'll see that we've got I've got a fair amount of game currency. So if we find we need anything to make life easier, quality of life stuff, we can go get it from the store. It's not that big a deal. So, creating a character. They've kind of mixed this up. They've instead of giving you choose a class and go from there, they kind of start with what kind of style do you want to start with? Melee style. Now this is unlike some online RPGs. This has a little bit of an actiony concept to it. You will hit the button that makes you swing your sword, and if something's in the range of your sword, it'll do a roll to see if you hit it and such. It's not like I tab target and then automatically hit because I hit the button. No, I mean there's dice involved, which I think is why one of my favorite versions of online D&D, because they do a pretty decent mix of jump, climb, duck, sneak, action combat, but still keep the tabletop feel of I got my dice, I got my bonuses, I've got my character sheet, I can do a little min-maxing if I want to, but not too much, not to make it annoying. Though some people live for that shit. So melee, we got the usual fighter, barbarian, paladin, monk. Paladin is amazing freaking defense. Barbarian, a little bit more offense. Fighter, a little bit more of a mix. And monk is, of course, the wisdom-based punch mage. Spellcasters, sorcerer, of course, charisma-based casting. Cleric, divine casting. Wizard, int casting. Favorite soul. The cleric and wizard were like the base classes. Cleric, we got a god, we got wisdom, we get spell points, and we can pretty much do whatever we want. Wizard, we've got our spell book and we got our int and we got our spell points whenever we want. But sorcerer's what if I was the jock of being wizards, where I based everything on my charisma and kind of winged it everywhere and still came out ahead, like the guy you always hate in the 80s movies. The favorite soul is the cleric version of that. It's I don't necessarily care about the spells so much, but my charisma's so high. Screw it, Druid, of course, is the in earlier D&D, Druid was a specialty cleric, but since second edition, it's really spun out on its own, not just being a nature cleric, but being the ranger cleric, the half ranger, half cleric, nature divine type thing. Um, Warlock, it's kind of like a cleric, but instead of promising your soul, you kind of sell it, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's, you got your Eldritch Blast, you've got your otherworldly being pacts. It's not necromancer. That's something totally different. As you look at your descriptions here, Eldritch Blast, small number of spells, but then they've got this, energy, blasting going on. Then we got our specialists, rangers, rogues, bards, artificers. They get, as I said, there are robots, and everyone is very robot mechanical type crap going on. So you get like your blaster gauntlet and your metal dog. Surprised I hadn't unlocked that yet. 1,000, huh? Yeah, why not? We'll deal with that later. So, alchemist. See, I kind of want to do alchemist. So it's kind of like an artificer, but you don't. It's more of a, I guess, roguey style artificer. Artificer is like the damagey, tanky type of thing with weapons. But then the alchemist, you get fewer, but you get a whole lot of utility potions type things. And then we got our iconic. I think these are like pre-made classes. A certain race that's always an assassin, a certain race that's always a knight, a certain race that's a cleric, a certain race that's a paladin, illusionists. A dual wielding ranger that hunts undead is like, okay. Tiefling scoundrels, barbarian shifters, I guess. Nice beard. I never need to use a feline monk with a quarter staff. Like, okay, I guess if that's your thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's iconic. They start at like level 15, and so basically it's like, I don't feel like doing the low levels. I just want to get into something a bit more pre-designed, but could be fun, and that's where iconic comes in. I don't plan on doing iconic. I don't think I ever will, to be honest, unless there's some kind of bonus to it to your other classes. I usually end up being a cleric, a paladin, or some spellcaster, or some melee, to be honest. So but like I said, since this is the first character, maybe we would get a little bit out of our comfort zone here. Not just going to do a base fighter. I just never feel that. I couldn't think of a good theme for that. Barbarian, again, paladin. I do a lot. Mainly because they're great all around. You've got the armor, you got weapons, and you got healing spells. You're pretty much covering all your bases, to be honest. Monks, a bit more dodgy. But, kind of like, the black belts in Final Fantasy. A little bit slow to get rolling, but once you do, you're a threshing machine. You're a punch mage, You're throwing punches faster than other mages can throw spells. So, a lot of people like that. Spellcaster, I don't like playing sorcerers or favored souls. Again, they feel like the jock of the class. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna give up any kind of study and actual work. I'm just gonna use my charisma to roll on through. That bothers me for some reason. Anyway, back to the candy. I would probably choose a cleric or a wizard. To be honest, cleric generally I like playing the healer. The wizard, I like playing utility with all the buffs, debuffs, neat useful spells. Less the nuker and more the technician. Never really been one for a druid or a warlock for that matter. Specialists, I'm not really into the ranger or rogue or bard. See, I've never played an alchemist before. So I use arcane magic. Hmm. They don't get to wear the heavier armor that the Artificer gets, which looks like medium. You're stuck in robes, probably. Though something I do like about DDO is they don't make you not wear. Like, if I want to be a caster and plate armor, I can wear it, but there are penalties. So, I could be a wizard that uses plate mail and great swords if I wanted to, but all that heavy metal makes it hard to cast spells. But it's doable. So I kind of like that, as opposed to some games like, nope, you can't equip plate mail because you're a wizard. Dude, I can put on a suit of metal. It's not, not freaking rocket science. I might not be very good at it, but I can do it. DDO actually lets you do that, but other games don't. But I guess the flip side of being allowed to do the wacky things is it's not going to stop you from doing something stupid. Mm. So intelligence, spell points, and constitution for hit points, and a good dex to not get hit, I would imagine. Hmm. You don't get the metal dog though, and you don't get the blaster gauntlet. You throw a lot of potions. Hmm. Oh, by the way, the movie Can't Get Eating Its Bit of Honey. By the way, one of my favorites. So let's think about this. Hmm. Oh, and for the wizard class, it's like, oh, well, how do you get your spells? You actually can scribe scrolls you find. So depending on how lucky you are in finding scrolls, you can have a nice variety of magic to draw from and memorize your spells for with. Um, Clerics, on the other hand, you pretty much get everything whenever you gain access to it. You just have to choose what you want. Uh, but, there are trade offs. So, like, see if I choose Wizard, I got the Sage, Versatile, Arcane Casters, combat, non combat spells. The Necromancer, it's like negative energy and, raising dead and things like that. I'm not really into that. Elementalist, pretty much the fireball thrower. Not as good as buffing, but you can roll out the damage. And then, like, back to the cleric, we would have the healer, the undead, the war priest. So it's like they give you some stuff to go with. And of course, we've got all the races. So, like, your Asimars, they get a bonus to wisdom. They're right there off the top. Your wisdom can already be as high as 18. And of course, as a cleric, you get access to spells, but as a Asmar, you get the racial traits, which are pretty nice. Dragonborn, I was never a fan. Drow, dwarf, Corvain elf, or wood elf. This would be the wood elf would be the Forgotten Realms version. Gnome, halfling, half elves, humans. Humans the same everywhere. Tabaxi, I guess the cats. Tieflings, which are like the half demons, whereas the Asmar were the half angels, I guess. Shifters. I don't know about shifters. I guess there are racial traits there. Warforged. Not really great with the magic, but they're sentient bots. They can, generally take the hits, and they really don't wear armor. They get like plating attached to their bodies. And of course, there's no male or female when it comes to Warforged. Um, anyway, let's back up a couple steps. I said specialist would kind of be the backup stake. Scouting, range combat, trap disarming. So if we want specialist, again, we got scouting, range combat, trap rogues have the trap disarming. Bards would be They get their own special mix of arcane divine effects, and of course the magic. Um, Very supporty. Artificers use arcane magic, which is wizards and sorcerers magic, basically. But rapid fire crossbows, rune arms. So basically, very gun focused with a little bit of spell backup. Kind of like, how the paladin is like the fighter slash cleric. The artificer is like the rogue slash wizard. I guess you'd say that. Whereas the alchemist is the, I guess, wizard slash cleric a little bit, because they do get curative mixtures and things like that. This solo ability is very good for an alchemist. I'm unsure. Also, I kind of like to play a pure class, so whatever we make, I generally will try to take 220 and get that, until you get that. I don't like to do multi-class stuff. I'm not here to min-max it. I'm gonna drink. Huh. You can tell by the ice moving. I'm out of liquid. Anyway, so Alchemist might be interesting. But, like I said, it'd be new for me. I chose Alchemist. They have no path. They're just whatever you want. Complete freedom to do that. In our race, I don't know if I'll be a halfling alchemist. You do get to wear the goggles, though. I kind of like that. Definitely not Dragonborn. Be kind of interesting. You get wisdom, though. That doesn't necessarily help an alchemist, but it does help in the background because you do get that. Did I choose a class? Alchemist. Alchemist. Next. Customize. Next. Next. Okay, here we throw stats at it. So champion, 32-point build. So basically, when you start playing the game for the first time ever, I think you get like 28-point builds. I mean, you got 28 points you can throw into this. I played enough back in the day that I've unlocked 32-point builds. There's also like 34 and 36-point builds, which once you take a 32-point character to level 20, you can reincarnate as something and make a 34-point build, and then take a 34-point build to level 20, and then you can reincarnate and make a 36-point build. So basically, I guess the background idea behind what we want to do with this character is we want to make something that's going to be decently fun to play to get to level 20. Once we do, we'll take it back to the drawing board, but in that process, take something from Alchemist with us into the quote-unquote next life. And there's huge charts about this and everything. It would be kind of neat to take an alchemist to, say, like 20, and then restart as a cleric that with some alchemy background. To me, that would be kind of cool. So I think we might do this. So we got 32 points to play with. We know an alchemist needs int, and we know an alchemist needs hit points, right? I don't like to leave anything in negatives. So that's why the 2 points we get for wisdom saves me 2 points. And then we have 4 more points. So we generally don't want to get hit. So we could do this. We're not really doing melee damage. Here's what we want. Here's what we talked about what we want. High intelligence is good for an alchemist. So bam, max that out. That gives us more skill points and more spell points. Skill points is every time you level, you get X number of points to put in your proficiencies. This is something that I don't know if they even kept later in later D&Ds, but proficiencies were like your class and non-class related skills So it would help you customize your character. So say you were like, I don't know, say you were a particular wizard and you wanted to focus with a particular spell school, or if you were fighters and you want to go in particular weapons and things like that, it would, or you wanted to be really good at finding hidden things, that type of stuff, things that you do while adventuring and such. So plus 2 hit points per level, that's always cool. Plus 2 off the AC, which helps with your armor. Get hit less. Wisdom, we're at 10, so no penalties for will saves. Charisma 10. We're not the most friendly person in the world, I guess, most loved person in the world. But when it comes to mechanics, charisma is not going to help us a lot. Some people make charisma the dumb stat, like just lower this high as low as they can because it doesn't actually help them. But again, I don't like having any negatives. We're adventurers. We're supposed to be better on average. Otherwise, why did we leave? We'd be home farming. So, I think this will do for now. Plus, there's ways, there's gear that raises stats. There's tomes you can get that raise stats. I'll probably go buy all the tomes. So, that'll help in our stat distribution. But I think this is good for now. So here's the skill points. Since we took the highest int possible, we got a huge number of skill points to spend. So anything with a star behind it is something that an artificer wouldn't normally use, and therefore it'll cost twice as much to raise that. But it doesn't mean we can't do it. Like everyone may want to put a point to swim, even though it's not a artificer skill. Knowing how to swim and save and hold your breath underwater is useful. So we'll probably save 2 points or 8, get a point into that. So we at least know how to swim. Not that we drown without it, but minimal proficiency with swimming. Since heal also helps with the using of healing kits, like first aid kits. So I definitely don't think we should crank that, because we're not going to have any divine magic. I mean, we'll be able to make potions, but I'm not, without being familiar with that. Plus, I know healing kits are like cheap and available at a lot of places, and they're great for between combat healings. It's a great utility. Haggle, I never really put a whole lot into. Diplomacy. Diplomacy is good for it's good for, I guess, negotiating, as well as making yourself seem inoffensive, which I guess is also part of negotiating. But like it says, effectively with certain NPCs, encourage monsters to find targets other than yourself. So anything that would make me get hit less is probably useful. Plus, we still got a fair amount of points. So, concentration is always good. Anytime I'm casting a spell or doing something and I get smacked, the higher concentration, the less likely I am to be interrupted. Spellcraft, of course, is what we do. Spot is probably nice. Spot and search are good, so we can find things. Search is like actively looking. Spot is I get the feeling something's weird in the environment. That's why spot is wisdom based, because you know how the world's supposed to be, even in a passive background sense, and something's up. Where search is, I know enough about this type of environment to where, give me a chance to look at it, I'll figure out what's not supposed to be here, type of thing. And it mentions stuff over here, things that alchemist class skills like concentrate, use magic device, and spellcraft. Yeah, use magic device is going to be huge for me, because that's what, lobbing potions is using a magic device. So we definitely put points there. So we got 2 left. What's also good? Concentration, yes. Spellcraft, yes, we already did that. Spellcraft, increases damage. I didn't know that, actually. It's a passive. Increases spell damage with all spells. Basically all arcane, not divine. So, use magic device, yes. Diplomacy's good. Might consider tumble. Good wisdom, I consider heal, spot, and listen, which I did heal and spot. I didn't do listen. Is listen? Listen's a... Okay. Yeah. We get a lot of points, so We're going to throw our last 2 points like we did with there we go. So like we did with swim, we want to at least have a baseline of listen, as well as, so we've got use magic device, which is big for us, spellcraft, which is big for us, concentration, which is big for us. Fair enough. So we're going to use magic device, spellcraft, concentration right there. Diplomacy we did, as well as heal, spot, and listen. So I think, we pretty much covered that. So next. Here's where we can choose our feats. We already get Alchemist Spellcasting, which I have no clue what all these colors mean. We'll figure it out. And then basic feats. Arcane Lore, Dismiss Charm, Attack, Heroic Durability, which gives us a couple extra hit points, or maximum of 30, okay. And Sneak, which I did get. And that's pretty much it. I got the Azamar racial traits, the bonuses to listen, heal, and spot, and resistance to some elements. Healing hands, kind of like a paladin lay on hands, but it's a racial thing. Basic weapons, so staves, stuff. Spellcasting, magical training, which means we got mana. So we choose 2 feats. Defensive feats, never much. Martial feats, not so much. Meta magic, that's a definite. Proficiencies, we actually can get armor if we want. We can choose particular weapons if we want. If there's this weapon that we're like, we want this. Racial feats, okay. So I got to choose a racial bonus feat, the purple one. So I got to choose one purple one, and those are the only purple ones I have available. So we're gonna go with either we've got the Bond of the Fallen Angel type of thing. Plus, okay. When it's toggled on, I get 1 strength and 1 reflex. Okay, but I can't do it while a Warlock pact is on, so I'm not a Warlock, so it doesn't matter. Bond of the Protector. 1 charisma, 1 will save. Okay, so it's more charisma, wisdom focus, which is pretty much where my stats are too. We'll go with that. So we'll be a good angel, I guess. So our range is not really going to be. We're probably not going to do crossbows and bows, really. We're probably more focused on our spell casting, which in this case, combat casting is good for not getting interrupted. Augment summoning. So anything you summon, and there are arcane spells that summon creatures, are better. We can focus on school. Abjuration's protection, I was always big on that. Or looking back, we can choose like physical stuff. These are basically bonuses to skills. We can look at, do we want to expand our weapons? What are our spells? See, so Empower Healing makes healing better, but makes it cost more. Empower Spell makes spell better, but costs more. Empower Healing is just more efficient because it's specific to healing spells. Enlarge Spell, twice the range. Extend Spell. See, if we're getting buffs of any type, Extend Spell is great because it makes it last twice as long for 10 additional points. So at higher levels, you're casting a buff that costs like 100, but for 10 more, you essentially get twice the buff. So you're getting 200 spell points worth of buff for 110. So I always thought that was a great meta magic feat. Maximize Spell. Basically, above and beyond, just really pumps the spell up for additional 25 spell points. Quicken Spell, things spell faster, or cast faster, but use more spell points, less likely to be interrupted. But like I said, and materials are for sale in so many places. I never thought. That's more of an emergency thing. It's like, oh my god, I died, I have nothing on me, and I need to cast a spell. So you cast more, you take more spell points instead of having the materials. Like I said, I think Extend, if you're casting any kind of buffs, Extend really is the thing. And then maybe Empower, either healing or Empower regular as a second. and then work your way up to like maximize or something like that. Yeah, I think extend really is probably a really good choice for any caster that thinks about doing buffs of any type. Now I think some of these can only be chosen at the start, like the skill feats maybe. Maybe not. Alright, so extend spell, like I said, great for any spellcaster, I think. I mean, I'm not an expert at the game, but I think so. And Bond of the Protectors, we chose to be a good angel. Feet were green, so we choose any of the green ones. Racial feet was pinkish purple, so we only had the choice of those two. But, 2 feats to start off with. And we start with the ability to wear robes and, use simple weapons. So crossbows, maces, quarterstaves, farmer weapons, and militiaman weapons type of thing. I think was always a good description. Okay. Now I can choose my 7 spells. Since we are an arcane caster, we don't just automatically get everything. What's empty bottle do? Why would empty bottle? What's it? Oh, just does damage. Okay. Dude, how can I not want to throw a bomb? I mean, how could I not want to throw an explosive fireball or a firebomb? How do you not want that? Okay. Rapid condensation. Missed. Sleep bomb. That could be useful. Okay. Oh, definitely cure light wounds. What's feathers? Huh. Bonus to jumps and feather fall. It's kind of cool. Yellow tract is swimming underwater. That's kind of cool. Elemental skin. Resistance stiffened skin. AC. Restoration. That's good. Evolution. I have no clue what that is. Why is... We already got that. Oh, this is created. Think forward 3 to 6. Okay, that's okay. There we go. Okay, so we'll do all the cure stuff. Basically, we got single target fire, multi-target fire, and then a lot of the curing stuff, because that's really what I like to focus on. And then sleep. So they fall asleep and it's time to get fucking a dodge. Okay, I like that. That's good. So here's our summary. I think we did good. I mean, I've never played this before, but I think we're going to be okay. Oh, crap. Sorry, Steelmaster. I've got the overlay turned off. I didn't actually look over at the screen. So I apologize. If you're still here, actually, this is our spell. This is our stat spread. A lot of points in int for the extra spell slots and skill points that we're going to want. A little bit of dex, a little bit of con for some survivability. Everything else, just no penalties. As far as feats go, we of course had to choose our racial one, so we went with the one that was more defensive. Metamagic for extend spell. I don't have any spell buffs yet, but metamagic has always been a great thing for other casters to get double the buff for just a little bit more a little bit more spell points. And as far as skills, pretty much we went with the healing supportive stuff. So that's pretty much where we are. Let me see if I can turn that overlay. Well, no, I can't turn the overlay back on. Okay, well, so we're kind of stuck with what we got as far as overlay goes. But yeah, this is pretty much where we are. The as you see, we got our, no bonus to will, a little bit of fortitude, a little bit of reflex. Like I said, just trying to keep it from being negative. Took swim because I remember how slow it is if you don't have any swim. I think the other one that we might have considered was tumble because it turns your block dodge into a roll instead of like a hop. May eventually touch on that in the future. But mostly, caster utility stuff. Definitely went with the search in the spot to find things. And I think next step is the visual customization, I think. Yeah. Okay, hairstyle. Remember which ones I liked. Kind of went with the basics, to be honest. If I remember correctly. Not like a huge number of them to choose from. But I think, just the simple ones. The eyebrows. There are a lot of eyebrows. There's like like 6 versions. Yeah, like 5 eyebrows. That don't look so bad. Eyes. Can you zoom in anymore? Nope. There are more eyes to choose from. A lot of them are like creepy on purpose. 4 looks okay. Eye color. I always like the greens. Nose. No, that's pretty straightforward. I guess calling a nose straightforward is kind of a joke, I guess. Got some a little bit more pointy than others. Kind of changes the upper lip too, which I understand that, I guess. That seems okay, I think. Lips. Some of these lips can be kind of like freaking huge. Don't necessarily need the grumpy downturn looking lips, I guess, if we can avoid that. Okay, a bit more facial detail. Oh yeah, this is for the ASMR stuff. I think I always try to keep this somewhat simple. There's like 5 different versions of each one. Maybe with none at all, I'd probably be fine with that. Yeah, I'm not really huge on the forehead thing. The cheek thing's not so bad. A smaller cheek thing, I think, was like around. There we go. That's not so bad. We can go with that. I have no clue if this is a specific symbol. Skin details. We've got lots of orange. Purple. Let's just go with. There we go. People are outdoors. Everyone's got a slight tan. Nobody's inside all the time. You know? Okay. Lip color. A little bit of color to it. Good. Metallic. Oh, that's like a metallic shade. I don't really want any of that. I guess I have to choose one. Go really, really, I guess, really dark so you can barely see it, I guess. think they were better eyes. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, I think we're pretty straightforward here. What we're going with. And usual MMO name I've been using since like EverQuest sometimes. There we go. Never played an Alchemist before, so we're gonna give this a shot. I noticed I didn't really get any separate arcane spells. Everything seemed very alchemy related, which means hopefully I'll be able to scribe spells later. I don't, because it does say arcane, so I should be able to use some wizard stuff. Okay, alignment. I guess since we're stuck with the Azamar, we're just gonna be good, something good or neutral. Ooh, chaotic good. Not really. Well, if we're completely chaotic, we wouldn't really be able to do all these regular formulas. We'll go lawful. Okay, there we go. And we'll go with this. Name is taken. Okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Let me think. What are the other names I've chosen in the past? Okay, that one wasn't taken. Level 1 Alchemist. Don't have the option to go to Forgotten Realms or Eberron. I guess we just get to go in wherever it drops us. We are looking pretty ratty with the clothing, though. So let's see where it puts us. We're on boat-ish thing. Okay, let's get some of this in order here. Can I move? No. Okay, let's get a little more. You see a little more of the chat. Okay, so I have stuff in my inventory for being a VIP. We've got us here. We got who we're targeting. Okay. I don't know what this, I guess, dice roll means. Not sure what this is. You not currently have an active reaction. I guess this is alchemy stuff I need to learn. Let's get this over here where I can see it. We got our bars, which for habit, I always seem to put in the center. Put this over to the side for now. Okay. We got search, heal, diplomacy, recipes. Okay, meta magic stuff, racial stuff, and sneak. Get that out of the way. Okay. Okay, that gets us going in a general way. Okay, we got our menus. Yeah, I said this is actiony. I mean, I have no weapons, so left click is attack. We got stuff though. I remember this is like from since I ordered the game way back in the day. So we got a amulet of natural armor, so that helps, gives us that natural armor bonus. Now, bonuses can stack, but not bonuses of the same type. So a natural armor bonus will stack with like a deflection armor bonus, where natural is more of a, I guess, body material thing, I think, and deflection is more of an armor level above that. So if we find another natural armor bonus that's better than one, we can replace this. Boots of Striding, a 5% run speed. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, okay, here's Roach of Water Breathing. I don't actually wear this, but it's reusable, recharges, so basically once a day, minute and 30 seconds, I can breathe water. So that's definitely something to keep around. We got Greater Tome of Learning. Blah. XP bonuses. Why would you not use this? So how does one use it? So we'll figure this out. Use. Okay, sure. So as you can see from our inventory screen, we've got 3 tabs, which I guess we can get more. That's what this is for. We've got cosmetic things we can wear, ammunition. This is quiver and something else. Weapons. So primary, hand, offhand, and then we've got eyewear, clothing, armbands, 2 rings, gloves, boots, belts, cloaks, trinkets, neck, and head. Okay. And then what we're wearing and what it's worth, I guess. Next thing down the list. Hey, I can bring a cleric with me, but I can't use it till level 3. Okay. And then I got another. Same thing. Okay, whatever. They're permanent, so I guess I can reuse them. At level 18, I get a Alabaster Lioness. That's cool. Not gonna be 18 anytime soon. Fiendish Scorpion. Okay. Experience elixirs, don't care about those so much. Elixirs claim tickets, okay. Every character encounter get a +2 skill tome, okay. Shadowfox get +1 skill tome. I don't know if those stack. VIP reward tickets, class choices. Okay, so that's really all we can really deal with right now. Alchemist material components. So I got 100 spells I can cast. Okay. Other than this, I have no idea what I'm doing. So right click lets me move the camera. WSD, we're moving around. Okay. Apparently supposed to talk with somebody. I think, where are they at? Oh, wait, I see them. They're over there. Yep, that's them. Veteran stats 2 character with the option of starting at 1, 4, or 7. Let's start with 1. Yeah, we don't need to take any bonuses. The whole point is to play through this. Okay, I'm not getting audio for the game. So apparently I need to check something. And audio.
Can you move?
There we go. Now we're getting game audio. And let's go back to the game. Okay. So we've been told basic WASD movement. Walk close to Jeets. And hints. Okay. So Speak the rogue, Jeets. Okay. Anything else neat around here?
Can you talk? Speak to me. Can you talk? Speak to me.
Ship attacked by a dragon. That doesn't sound good. Okay, so I got nothing. And the rogue says to follow him. That's not suspicious at all.
You made it to the island alive.
This way.
It may be worth following this
Follow me.
rogue. For now.
Yeah, we need to
Come on.
work on this. I don't like the turns where they are.
Here we are. So you want a weapon or not?
Okay, we're gonna change something here. Character sheet. Oh no. Need to go. Yeah, main menu. That's what I need. Main menu. Daily dice, DDO store, main menu. Okay, option. Key mapping. Okay. There we go. Movement. Strafe. This one. Strafe is this one. That's what I need. Oh, I got them backwards. What? Why are they backwards? Strafe right. Strafe left. There we go. There we go. WSD, do what I need them to do now. I'm gonna go with the quarterstaff because I don't. Other than the light crossbow, I don't really can't use any of the rest of that.
Go ahead. Give it a few swings.
Okay. Inventory. Staff into hand.
As you take hold of the weapon, feeling its balance, you can't help but notice this Jeets has more he wants to say.
Okay. Let's just get these out of the way. Okay, let's drag these down to here. We got 2 of them. We're not using this other stuff yet. Okay. Map down where I can see it. Orthos. Okay, so we are in Orthos. We did start in Cendric, Stormreach. Yeah, the world I'm not really a fan of. Let's see what the man's got to say, or see what the rogue's got to say. Okay, Selamos is waiting for its cave up the path. Go talk to Selama, blah blah blah. Okay.
Salimus is at the grotto. Tell her to keep her knickers on.
Okay, well there's where I need to get to. Here's where I am. Pretty straightforward.
Salimus is in the grotto. I shall show you the way.
We're gonna break every box on the way up there for gear. I hope you don't mind waiting. The more of these we find, the better.
Tell me, was it exciting to see a dragon up close?
Thunderbolts. I am not using a didn't choose a crossbow. We're finding money and potions, so that works.
Here we are. Go inside and speak with Selimus. I'll wait here for Jeets.
Okay. If I recall, everything that everything like is a zone change, or you're going into a dungeon or something, has these little symbols here. Okay, so we're going into a dungeon. We can choose. Normally, we'd be able to choose our difficulty between solo and Reaper, I guess. Reaper is some special XP mode, if I recall. We completed no dungeons today, no grouping options. So basically, we're just going in. It's a solo-only dungeon anyway, so.
Is this Selimus, the cleric you were sent to find?
Probably. I mean, it does say that up overhead.
Who in Kyber are you?
A 9th level cleric. I'm a 1st level alchemist. So we could be a smartass about it. But let's keep the cleric happy.
First, I shall surround us with a protection spell.
Her spell temporarily prevents you from dying, though you can still suffer injuries. This effect will wear off when you leave these caves.
Now, let's be about it.
Let's want me to go through a tutorial.
A gate? There must be a way to... Oh, try up that ladder. I'll remain here and bash any Sawagan trying to sneak out.
I mean, for a 15-year-old game, the effects aren't bad. And unlike every Oblivion game, or every Oblivion game ever, I can climb ladders.
You hear the shuffling and wheezing of some creature coming from the corridor ahead.
Okay, eliminate the guard, huh? Oh, I can block. So apparently, we go beat up on this guy. There's our dice.
The corroded lever at the rear of this corridor most likely controls the gate where the cleric, Selimus, is waiting.
Okay. Why not pull a lever, right?
Good job, but no time to dawdle.
We come to assist you.
Selimus isn't too honked at me. Thanks for putting in the good word. Don't you worry, Selimus. I'm here to watch your behind now.
The evil aura is oppressive. Sawagan are behind this door. I'll take point. Talbron, cover me with your spells. Jeets, kill anything that tries to flank us. You, open the door.
Well, she's not one for
It's
dawdling.
empty?
Oi, where's the bloody Sawagin?
Look, the door closed behind us.
It would be logical to assume.
There are more of them up there. Stay alert. The righteous smite you! Sawagin wretches, are you scared of me? Come down and fight!
You really want for picking a fight.
For the flame! Such is the fate of evil. Now, let's find a way out of here.
Can't pick this. Anyone see a key?
Curious. I just stepped on something.
Good work! I see a key down there. Who's up for a swim?
Hydrophobia mean anything to you?
You grab the silver key. Time to swim for the surface.
I knew you'd come in handy. This way.
Okay, let's see if I can turn the overlay on so I'm not missing any more chat messages. Overlay. There we go. Right there in the center where I can see it. Not doing anything though, it's like hung though. So yeah, it's probably not working correctly. Let me see. Yeah, it kind of gets stuck. Okay, so no overlay for now. Okay. Unlock the door, and let's get rid of these stupid little things on the side here. Yep.
I'm weary. Let's take a moment to rest.
Ha! I still got plenty of stamina. I can go all night long.
Why don't you scout ahead then? Just don't get yourself in trouble.
Now you're talking. I'll take a little peek.
The resurrection shrines. If we come back here, dead or as a ghost, or with ghosts, or with people's soul shards, we can resurrect them. And then we've got the resting, changing your spells. So let's try this one. So I should have a spell book here somewhere. Character sheet.
If you're done resting, go
Skills.
and scout ahead.
Need
with Jeets.
spells. Okay, spells. I get 3 spells. Level 1. Let's go with light wounds. And 7 nearby enemies, or 3 damage on a single target. A single target, and then sleep just in case. Okay, there we go. We've already got that down there. We go here, so we got a cure light. We've got our firebomb, and we've got our sleep. Space those out a little bit so we have room for things in between them. And there we go. Okay.
for yours
But it looks like
truly.
the
You can open the door now.
to disarm a trap, you have to find where the mechanism is. Then you have a rogue or send a rogue to disarm it.
You two having fun? It's time for us to go. The High Priestess should be up ahead. The onus for much suffering rests squarely upon her slimy, webbed hands. There she is, performing some kind of profane blood magic.
I will open
You know, I'm with clerics and all, but
Prepare yourself.
we are jumping to a lot of conclusions here.
Go.
Kind of cool. Even put him to sleep.
According to our employer, there's
I have no
a
clue what these
secret
mean over here.
passage around here somewhere leading to Korthos.
Action colors orange, your most recent. I'll figure out what the colors are at some point.
Cleanse the profane energies around the shrine.
Let Selimus do her thing. You and I'll take care of the important stuff. The treasure. I've got my share. Go ahead and take what you want from the chest.
Okay, ring of water breathing. Or the apprentice robe. Illustration. Oh, it's actually not bad. And I already have a brooch of water breathing, so I don't necessarily need a ring. So let's go with robe. I got them both. Okay, I didn't choose one. Let's put the robe on. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. There. Feel somewhat better about things.
My rogue
Actually wearing a
senses
robe,
are
not just
tingling.
rags.
There's something fishy in this room. Try searching around.
You feel a stiff draft from somewhere in this room. Perhaps the hidden passage to the village is in here.
Found the secret passage? Go on, open it then. Brilliant! Tidy lasses and pints up the wazoo! Here I come!
We're almost done here. The way out is up ahead. But first, I want to reward you for your assistance. Please, come speak with me.
Cool, so we got our reward. Eternal Wand of Finger Fire, Eternal Wand Spark of Light. Okay, well there's no staff bonus. This is nice though, being eternal. There is a use magic device check for me, but that is a class skill for me, so that'll eventually go away as I get better. We've got fire covered. We don't have anything light covered. Let's try this just for the heck of it. And we got a level. Yeah, not quite sure what these do yet. I still need to figure this out. I assume it's some sort of sequence or combination that gives you bonuses if you do them in the right order. Kind of like combos, I guess. Okay, we did our first dungeon.
Stepping out
As
of
an
the
alchemist.
grotto, you find yourself in Korthos village. The Sahuagin have threatened this place for generations. Judging from how it looks now, the Sahuagin are winning. However, some hopeful souls still hold out for help to arrive.
Things I don't necessarily need right now. I'll throw in the, I guess, last bag we have. Which we can't use right now anyway. Okay. Well, now that we're somewhat safe, before I start talking to the next person, I'm going to go refill my drink. So I will be back shortly. We're going to use the be right back. I've been working with the stream deck, so I've got a be right back button that does this. Yay. Okay, I'm back shortly. Okay, back with a drink and a snack. So, apparently, you should talk to Randall. This being a complete quest icon here, I guess the quest is the chalice, and the completion is the green check mark. So we have a spirit binder. This is something I actually had in EverQuest as well. Wizards could bind themselves in particular places, but if you didn't have a wizard, you could find an NPC wizard in town that would bind you to the location. So when you died and you couldn't be resurrected, you could at least come back to here. So let's look for our spirit binder. I'm a looking. Someone should have spirit binder under their name. What's with the snow? Does not seem like a snowy island. Okay, did I miss the spirit binder? I wonder if this quest is a, what do you call that? A relic of a prior game version? Because honestly, I don't see a spirit binder. Unless they're like in the inn. I guess I could look at it. There is an inn over here, right? They're probably in the inn. I'll go look in the inn. Yep, there they are. Okay. There we go. Seems like your standard inn, you know? I have no clue where that, but it's not showing. Okay. There we go. Okay, I guess I just say track for that. I did gain a level though, so I should probably go talk if I can find the artificer trainer. Not the artificer trainer, the alchemist trainer. There we go, alchemist. Okay. Points. I pretty much can put all these there. Now, one more point I can put somewhere. These are all maxed out, so I have to put it somewhere in a non-class skill. Actually, balance is a class skill. What's that do for us? It doesn't seem so bad. Hmm. I don't know if that's... Oh, yeah, getting up from getting knocked down is kind of useful. So we'll go with that. Okay. 2 more spells. That's cool. So I can choose 2 more things. What if we go with... not necessarily a boost. Let's go with Frost and Cold, because it's fire and ice in both single target and multi-target. I got hit points, I got more spell points. Bonus to saves. I got feats. What feats did I get? Knowledge of potions. Okay, plus 2 magic device checks. Alright. Defense feats. Reflexes, okay. And defense fighting, okay. Martial feats, I learned how to trip. I don't know how often I'm going to use that. Basic feats, arcane lore. Got my skill points. I got my spells. Okay. I have action points to spend. Oh, okay. Like race and class stuff. Okay. I have 4 points. Okay. Apothecary. Okay, that's kind of cool. Immunity to magic missiles and plus 4 alchemical bonus to armor class, which I guess would stack with other styles of bonuses. Learn cure serious wounds. Okay. I guess I'm going to go with point there and a point there. And what else we got to work with? Bonuses to heal, listen, and spot. That's kind of cool. And then for over here, we got maximum points. When your reaction is verdant, how do I make my reaction green? My current reaction is orange, so I need to do something to make it green. What's this do? I can... So it becomes Cure Light Wound becomes an AoE. Or Inflict Light Wound becomes an AoE. Currently, it is... It's already an AoE. 26 plus blah blah blah. Then what's this? What? How is that different than what I got here? Oh, it's cheaper. Okay, this costs 6. And this costs 4. Okay. So it's like an improved version of that. Okay, okay. I got that, I got it. So if I want to add it to here, got 1 point remaining. I guess I'm gonna put a point over here. Heal, listen, and spot are useful. Smart resistance, true resistance, or for will saving throws. I don't need that specifically. I don't think yet. Did that though. Okay, so we spent our 4 points. Okay, so we're gonna close that, and we didn't get any more that we can use there. But what we can do, we've got something that does this instead. We can remove that. Actually, I need to find a place I can rest, I suppose. Go to the inn. Eventually, I figured out how to make this green. Okay, there we go. Rare spells. So we go to here. We're getting something instead of that. So let's put... Okay, we'll put single target cold and single target hot here. Drop this for now. Okay, there we go. Now there was something... Close the hints. That was annoying. There was a but. Here we go. Okay, I think we're mostly in order. Okay, so we're gonna go check out this crypt. We're gonna do normal. So 1 and go.
Coming from deep in the crypt,
Excuse me.
you hear the strange and unsettling echoes that Kaya spoke of. And by the passage leading in, a grim-faced man glares at you. Strange. Sarcophagi line the walls, but they're broken open and empty. Where did the bodies go? You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more. You found some kind of secret door in the wall. This is a dark and dusty passage. It doesn't look like anyone's come through here in decades. There's something odd on the wall, possibly dangerous. If you search, you found the triggering mechanism for some sort of trap in a chest. It's out in the open and unprotected, and that's probably what the dead cultist by the chest thought.
Yep. I cannot disarm it, but at least I know where it is.
Acid sprays out of the wall as the gate slams shut.
Okay then, hey, another chest ahead.
A treasure chest glimmers in this passage. There may be something of use inside. What were those cultists up to? This bears more investigation.
Can I throw this at myself? There we go. Yes, I can.
This heavy mace is a bludgeoning weapon, ideal for smashing apart skeletons.
I am not proficient with heavy mace, I don't think, am I?
Are resistant to puncturing or slashing.
I guess I am. I have no intention of using it because I have a staff. But...
In the middle of this chamber is an evil devourer altar. By it, a Sahuagin rumbles.
For generations, the human Haytans have forestalled us. Now the dead Haytans shall serve the Devourer as slaves. They'll be the army to crush the Korthos resistance,
cries the Sahuagin. The Sahuagin's plan must have been to use these Devourer altars to animate every body in this crypt. But by your hand, you can destroy the altar and prevent that from happening. A magical crest appears from the destroyed altar. If you take it with you, it may be useful later. You continue to hear cultists about their evil work from further inside the crypt.
Oh, Jesus. I've been playing a little bit and I forgot to switch the camera back. I feel like an idiot. At least I've gone into a dungeon and you probably heard the sound effects. Basically, it's a family crypt. And found some cultists and some traps. Slightly suspicious. Oh, looks like a place to rest. Although I don't need to yet, I don't think.
A magical barrier blocks the way, and behind it, another Sahuagin performs unholy rituals.
Well, I found one of those.
Altar. This
Keep
barrier
searching.
appears linked
Or
to 3
undead.
sockets in the wall. If you find the crests to those sockets, it may allow you passage.
Oh, another side door. Okay.
There's another Sahuagin. It croaks.
Crag Wolfhaten, in life you served the light. But in death, you shall serve the Devourer.
The Sahuagin gloats. These Devourer
I actually put it to sleep.
create
I didn't even
blight
notice.
of undead upon Korthos.
Funny as that is.
You know what needs to be done. Another crest drops out as you smash the altar. There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
Apparently sleep works, ish. Kinda cool.
As you slay these foul cultists, take care to keep your own health up. A treasure chest glimmers in the dark passage here. Though rusty, this longsword is still sharp. It's a slashing weapon, perfect for slicing through putrid zombie flesh that would resist
I
puncturing.
might need to
or
rest soon.
bludgeoning
I'm actually running low on
There's a Sahuagin
magic.
here, performing some kind of ritual.
Come, dead son of Korthos, rise and do my...
The altar glows with dark power, and the Sahuagin continues.
Kill everyone in Korthos. Kill any who would help them.
The Sahuagin were using this vile Devourer altar to create undead. This must not be allowed to continue. When the altar collapses, a third crest appears. It glows with cold magic.
Okay. Looks like we're making progress. This is back at the beginning. Okay. Pretty well mapped out, except for the one room I couldn't get to. Let's rest. Then we'll open the big door. Okay, I don't think I need to change any of my spells. I just have the 3. Sleep seemed useful. I think it's only around me, though. Scatters, so it's just dust nearby me. It doesn't have a range. Would target foe or target directional, so I guess you can target a foe. But it still doesn't have a range. But it costs a lot. That's definitely a save just in case. We're going to remove that. Actually, it isn't as good as we want it to be, actually. Let's put something... Poisons. We'll run into poisons. We'll go with that. Okay. Not sure what that means. So we got our snake, puss, and bat.
Fit the last crest in place, and the magic shield dissipates. The Sahuagin inside spits out in a venomous voice.
These fools who would keep Korthos shall be consumed by the Devourer.
Looking down at a corpse on the altar, the Sahuagin says,
And you, dead hero of hate and blood, shall be the Devourer's teeth.
Okay. Not exactly doing great bludgeoning damage, but I didn't put many points or any points into... I did point, and no bonus points into strength, though.
Your bold actions saved Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours.
Okay. See what we got. Leather armor, which I could wear. Actually, no. Yeah, I can wear, but no. Lapis and gold. I'll just take it all, I guess. Sell the armor. Okay. Time to head out. Oh, once we finished, quickly exit. Yes, we'll do that. What I get for reading. Okay, so we made it out. Mirror the Brute. Curse of Dullness. Curse of Foolish, but in return for... Okay. That's just 2 bonuses, unless you're willing to trade Wisdom and Int for 1 point of con. Get a point of concentration. Well, it's 2 points of skills, or well, a skill and a save. We'll go with that.
Some of the braver villagers tried to stem the Sahuagin tide, but their courage led to naught but grievous injuries. Korthos needs someone with more than just guts.
We'll get rid of the point of AC. We'll take the concentration and will, because those are nice. We got junk to get rid of. I can't, you know, either I can't use or don't want to use. Yeah, it's martial. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell this stuff. Oh, it's worth money though. There's a merchant. Trade. Okay. So we're gonna sell hammer, armor, bolts, gems. Sell gems. And these scrolls are nice, but I can't use them until 13. No. Okay. Sell that. Okay. So looking to buy. Okay, robe. I've already got better than just a regular robe. I can buy a bunch more of these. They're not expensive. Healer kits are nice for between stuff. Okay, chalk is stuff I can use. Buy another 100 just to be safe. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Actually, is there something to repair? Okay. Hopefully we'll find a better staff sitting around at some point. Anyway, speaking of or things, I was gonna buy books actually. Where these things just don't pop up the way they should. Okay, character. Stat tomes. There we go. This one's a supreme tome. A maximum of 8 as you level. There's the book that's everything. 8 supreme. If 8's it. That's the book. All stats. So what's his? Okay, yeah. So we see 20 for one stat, but for 3 costs you get all of them. We'll go with this. Okay. So what's this? So it starts from +2 and just goes to +8. Okay. Well, we just have to worry about the one book now. I mean, good thing I had those extra coins just sitting there. Go look at our stats, which are, there we go, stats. So we got +1 to everything at this level. We really don't see it yet. Yeah, so we actually do. So it was 10 + 2, 14 + 2, which gives another point per level, which is only went up by 2. Actually, no, Dex, that's AC. The con did hit points. Int, there we go. Wisdom, con, so I think we're good. Only have to worry about, don't worry about that anymore. So let's talk to our person here. Bardar the Bold. So I need to defend a crystal, okay? And over here. Normal, level 1. Okay, let's do it.
Ahead is the cellar where the Caneth crystal is hidden. You can feel the life-saving heat emanating from the magic crystal Boldar spoke of. But from the shadows approach those who would doom Korthos by destroying it.
Ah, 34. Crit.
You have slain the last cultist, thus protecting the Caneth crystal and saving Korthos.
Well, that was not as smooth as I'd like. There are a couple points where they just ran past me. We'll take this because piercing also includes arrows. I'm more likely to get hit by ranged piercing than other types of ranged damage, so. Okay, that's the person I need to talk to. Okay, there's the village storehouse.
Dust and mold fill this ill-maintained storehouse. You can hear the telltale sniffling of vermin nearby.
Storehouse means things to break and loot.
The door's lock is beyond hope of picking. Hopefully the key is still somewhere in the storehouse.
Reanimated rats, really? Zombie rats. Okay, that's not a small spider. I don't know who told you that was a small spider. Must have been from like Australia or something. That's not a small spider. Oh, lots of copper pieces.
This appears to be the main storeroom. It seems the villagers have been preparing for a protracted siege. A large silver key, Sahagan emerges from a hidden passage demanding the key. You mustn't let the scrolls fall into your burning hands.
100 bolts, because needed that for some reason. Okay. See what's back in here where this Hagen was hiding. Oh, a watery way in. That explains how they got here. That means better than it's bludgeon damage, and it's doesn't have a negative for being an old staff. And it does look kind of cool. Getting to wear getting to use a wand.
The door swings open, revealing it appears that the floor in this room can be moved and rotated. The protective spell dissipates. All that remains now is to take and deliver the scroll.
Oh, good thing I'm used to that kind of puzzle. Think we broke everything? Bonuses for breaking things? A couple extra hit points. I mean, 10% more hit points. That doesn't seem bad. At this level, anyway.
It is on the people's lips as you walk by. Cautious looks have become friendly nods. Then word comes that your presence is requested in the tavern.
Okay, let's sell some of the crap we don't need and head to the tavern as requested. I like to sell. Okay, selling. Don't need arrows, don't need arrows, don't need bolts, don't need that. I don't need to sell all the gems. Resist potions probably wouldn't hurt. We'll save those. Dragon shard fragments. Yeah, we'll sell those. Okay. Second level alchemist. Nothing too strange. I mean, not so bad. I mean, based on throwing just like ranged elemental attacks. I can see how like in a group that would like with a tank that could get things attention, how this could be pretty impressive. I could be bringing hirelings, but I'm not because I've got that one hireling cleric. I get it 3. I can see how that would be useful, but a fighter one would be nice too. Let's see what Sigmund has to say.
waiting bears fruit. This must be the collaborator stepping in from the dark.
Okay, well, that was dumb.
Your stalwart defense gives the Sahagin pause, but you hear more of them gathering outside for a final assault. You notice a small chest hidden behind the bar. Traitorous Jacoby Drexelhand. He must have fled into the cellar. Drexelhand isn't here. However, webbed footprints on the ground betray the location of a secret passage. The chamber beyond the secret passage looks ancient, predating Korthos village.
Okay, that's more of my style.
nowhere left to run. Finish the job. Stretch the head, siding with the soft wagon to save his life.
That was easy. Guild trader, bunch of fishmen, constant loots. That beat up a little bit though there at the end. I could see having a another distraction. Break up the focus of who's getting hit would be useful. Well, that helps. I mean, a bit more spell points. Actually can use the mace though. But spellcasting implement probably is what I need ish. Bonus against Saha again, that's good. An extra decent, well, it basically doubles the damage against Saha. Yeah, actually.
Your victories have made the village much safer, but only temporarily. It's time to take the fight to the Sahuagin, out in the wilds of Korthos Island.
Not that I can use a shield, but that's useful. We'll save the staff for when we're not needing to beat on things. I can sell stuff here. Shield. We did get a cloak. I mean, better than nothing, I guess. And we're not wearing one, might as well wear one, right? Read this crap. This is the keeper. This crap. Don't stack. Okay. The DDO store. Okay, something's still down on the. I have no clue what the cake does. What does cake do? Oh, resurrection. Sure, why not? Gathering some quests. Apparently, once you kill a traitor and everyone knows about it, you want you to do other stuff. There's nothing else up here. Oh, nobody else is hanging out, handing out jobs. Okay. Okay, looks like everything else we need to do is outside of the village. So I think we made some pretty good progress today. So, if anyone's liking what we're seeing here and wants to play more and see what we're doing, obviously this is an MMO. You're welcome to actually join me. You know, you can go through the intro quest. Just start with the main town. We're on the Orion server. If it's something you're interested in. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope obviously send me comments, DMs, whatever, and let me know if this is something we want to see more of. And if so, we'll start making it a regular thing. So, I guess thanks and have a good afternoon. I'm going to go take care of some things around the house. And I'll probably be on again this evening. We can either stream more of this or stream something else, depending what people want to do. And... button. There we go. So, again, have a good afternoon. Feel free to send comments on what you think about the stream and what changes we can make, what games we could play. Like I said, I'm personally more geared toward the RPG co-op stuff. Mofi likes the Pokemon Animal Crossing stuff, and but always open suggestions. So let us know.